picked up another collection, and I may have overpaid for this one. All right, guys, we're going to get into this. I just wanted to say first and foremost, I've got a cool discount code. Bird City Comics reached out and offered a 15% discount code to all the viewers. So if you guys are interested in buying anything from them, they have so many exclusive variants from all different publishers. Give that link a click, man. 15% off. Why not? Especially if you're into all those variants, check them out. Now, with that being said, I do want to get right into this collection, and I do say that I believe I overpaid. I will explain by the end. I don't have a whole lot recorded, and I'll explain why. I think I recorded going there, and I never recorded inside the house. And then usually if I don't record inside the house, I usually record at home. Unfortunately, I was just leaving before vacation, and I was scrambling to get this broken down. Or I might even have done this after vacation. I know I was rushing, completely forgot to record going through these boxes, but I'll just tell you this, you didn't miss much. And I couldn't record inside his house. I don't want to say why. If you run into me at a convention, I'll tell the story, but let's just leave it at that. Use your own imagination on why I wasn't comfortable pulling out a phone and recording inside this home. So, and usually when I do, I'm usually panned down just on the box anyway. You're not getting a whole thing, but it was just another time, another day. We don't have to get into it here. But I'll break it down before I get into the bigger books I wanted to talk about. I walked out of there with, I don't remember. I'll post a picture because I posted a picture on Instagram of exactly how much I walked out of there with, quantity-wise. Not a tremendous amount of stuff. A lot of bulk, a lot of fluff, a lot of just dreck. I was able to barely pull out 1.5 short boxes of $5 and $10 plus books. Barely. When I say barely, I mean I was reaching. There was some mini series in there, some like a Maximum Carnage, right? Okay, Maximum Carnage is a great mini series. Chunk of books. I think it's a 14 issue mini series. Stuff like that, which is nothing to sneeze at. It's nice. It's somewhere between $75 and $100 depending on condition. But a lot of that kind of stuff, not a whole lot of bigger books. And I'll tell you, there's not a lot here to talk about. So let me just get right into this list and then talk more about the collection at the end. And of course, what I paid for it. Let's start off with some Amazing Spider-Man books. Amazing Spider-Man 265. This is the first appearance of Silver Sable. It's a newsstand, which is great. And I think I caught this on some top 10 lists this week or the week before. I don't even know when this video is going to come out, and I don't know if that's because there's rumors of Silver Sable coming to the big screen. I don't know. I truly have no idea. I just know people were talking about this book, and maybe it's just a little flash in the pan, boom, quick. Oh, here's an undervalued ASM key. Everybody buys it up, and that's why it hits the list. No idea. Then we're going to go down to Amazing Spider-Man 301. This is such a difficult book to get in a 9.8. This, especially a newsstand. Check out, if you're feeling bored, look at the prices between a 9.6 and a 9.8 on this particular book. It's very, very low numbers on the census. There are low numbers on the census of 9.8s on this book. And this is nowhere near 9.8 status. Nowhere near it. Moving down, Amazing Spider-Man 299. This is that Venom cameo. This is also a newsstand copy. 9, maybe 9.0-ish. None of this stuff I'm listing. Nothing on this list is going to CGC. Just put it that way. And when I talk moderns like this, I usually like them in the 9.6, 9.8 range in order to send them off. Just gives you an idea of the condition of some of these books. With that, we'll go down to Amazing Spider-Man 298. I believe this is an Eddie Brock cameo. I don't think Venom appears in this, but this is also the first McFarlane on Spider-Man. Moving to more Spidey, just not amazing. How about Web of Spider-Man 118? This is the first Scarlet Spider. I believe this shot up in value too, and I don't know if it's speculation on Edge of Spider-Verse. I have no idea, or Into the Spider-Verse. I have no idea, but I could have sworn this shot up to like a $75 book when forever I was selling them for $10. But I don't pay attention to prices on books if I don't acquire them because it's irrelevant to me. So when I buy a collection and something like this pops up and I have to price it and put it in the box and I look it up and I'm like, whoa, this is not how I remember it. Because I'm telling you, I used to sell this book for $10 all day, every day. And maybe it is still a $10 or $20 book, and I just made a mistake, but I could have sworn the last time I looked this up, it was shockingly expensive. Still, it's a key though, right? Spectacular Spider-Man 90. This is the first black suit in the title. This is also a newsstand. A lot of the people who collect the Venom stuff, the black suit stuff, collect like this book, Secret Wars 8, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 300. There's a handful of symbiote books that people like to grab. This is on the list. Again, in that $10 to $20 range. So maybe now it's a $30 book. I don't know. Again, I don't look these values up until I start pricing stuff up. Let's go with Spectacular Spider-Man 107. This is the first appearance of Sin Eater. This is also a newsstand copy. And guys, are you kind of grasping the level of collection this is? These are books that constantly come in collections that I buy that I don't even mention or talk about because there's always stuff more important and bigger and badder worth talking about. But I'm just reaching here to give you guys a good grasp of what exactly was in this collection. I talked also about the Maximum Carnage run. There was some Star Wars stuff, not super big deals, mini series that are like $20, little 4-issue runs. With that, let's move on. Not a lot left to talk about. But the last book is going to catch everybody off guard. Everyone. There's nobody watching now that's going to realize what this last book is. But we're not there yet. First, Silver Surfer 44. This is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. He had a really nice long run of Silver Surfer. And I don't remember if it started at 1 or not. And I don't think it was the complete run. But it was a nice run, maybe 1 through 100 or something like that. Which is, again, nothing to sneeze at. Pretty good, but when we talk price, I'll explain why I believe I overpaid. And I'm going to want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Do you think I overpaid? Do you think it was a fair offer? Do you think I stole it? Tell me the truth. I always like reading the comments and letting you know, or, reading what you guys believe, what you guys think. And, this is a good one to get involved with. 3 more books to talk about. Captain Marvel number 16. This is a huge spec book, as well as the next one we're going to talk about. This is the first cameo of Phi Lavelle. There are rumors swirling that this character will be showing up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. James Gunn, his final installment, his final piece of the trilogy, which I'm starting to believe that there will be more Guardian movies. They've talked about consistently that this will be the last time this Guardians team looks the way it does, which tells me that they'll still continue on with storytelling and movies, but we may lose certain characters. I believe we're losing Rocket. I don't know why. I think Rocket is, but that's just me, what I believe. So that's the first cameo of Phi Lavelle, and then Captain Marvel 17. This is the first full Phi Lavelle. This one is bigger than the cameo, and neither of these books are very, very high grade. They're probably in the 8.5 to 9.0 range. One nice thing about this collection, everything was bagged and boarded. One awful thing about this collection is none of the bags were taped, and none of the long boxes were full, which means those books were flopping over, leaning on each other, and bending. And I'll explain a little bit more as we go on. Okay, last thing to talk about. This is, nobody's guessing this, man. This is Tomb of Dracula Volume 1 Omnibus. This might be the most expensive thing that came out of this entire collection. Totally random. Just totally random. The only omnibus he had. However, remember I told you he had about a short box and a half of that $5, $10 plus book range that I like to pull out. He had a lot of Tomb of Dracula in there. No big keys. Obviously, that's the last we're mentioning of the stuff. No big keys. Now, what did I pay for this collection? Why I believe I overpaid. Will I lose money? Probably not, but it's going to take a long time. I paid $650 for this batch of stuff. I should have given you the 5 seconds. Sorry. Anyway, I paid $650 for this. I believe I overpaid. Now, there was a lot of bulk, but here's the thing. I was trying to get out of this place lickety-split, man. And again, I don't want to get into anyone's personal business, so we're not going to. Not that the seller is even watching, or not that I'm name dropping or anybody knows in the world who the seller was. But I was trying to get out of that place fast. And I was just, numbers in my head were swirling and I was moving. And I was pricing out long boxes as if they were full. And they weren't. And they weren't even close to full. And I don't know why he packed these the way he did instead of just filling up long boxes. The only thing I could think of is they were heavy and he didn't want to carry them full. So what he would do is he'd put like 3/4 of a long box full, fill it up 3/4 of the way, and then shove towels in there. And there were socks shoved in another one. And there were, I won't even get into what else was shoved in there. But anyway, that's what I paid. I paid $650. Now, the reason I believe I overpaid slightly is because it's going to take a long time to get this money back. I mean, a long time. These books that I just listed may equal out $500. I'm trying to be optimistic, probably closer to $400, which means I have to use that short box and a half of miscellaneous stuff to try to turn a profit on this collection. Nothing's going to CGC, so there's nothing else to invest into this, which is nice. Yes, I'm going to have to do bags and boards 100%. Unfortunately, there were some books on this list that would be going to CGC if conditions were better. 301, 298, 299, all those ASM books. More importantly, even Captain Marvel 16 and 17. Captain Marvel 17, 9.8. Look at those prices right now. Very expensive. Silver Surfer 44, that first Infinity Gauntlet. If that was 9.8 caliber and that went out and hit that 9.8, that's a great investment book there. But not investment book, but, big pop to turn around and sell. But, when we run these numbers, again, $400, it's going to be tight. I have to hope that short box and a half turn comes back, but those books are not coming back quickly. Those are the kind of books you bag, you board, you stick in the long boxes for shows. Maybe you throw some up for auctions, like the Maximum Carnage run, which is a great run, but it's going to take a long time to turn this around. The Tomb of Dracula Omnibus is the best book in the batch, and that's it. That was this whole collection. I mean, I'm sorry there was no filming in the boxes. I'm sorry there was no travel, but I'm telling you, when I was there, I just felt very uncomfortable and very much needing to leave the place. And I came home with books, but I just probably spent a little too much. So that's it. I think it was either 600 or 650. I'll confirm. Oh no, 600. 600. I can see it. I wrote it down over there. 600, not 650. 600. We're going to cover this one again at the end of March. This was the second March collection. The first one was the big one. Then we hit this one. I've got one more March collection that I actually picked up at King Con, which is pretty cool. And then we'll do that close out the March collections and talk about what was picked up. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much, man. We're going to see some of these books on Whatnot. That's for sure. Check me out there, VERYGARY_comics, all month in April. Every Friday in April. We've got auctions going. This Friday, we've got Funkos. We've got Ryan Brown coming back doing sketches, original art, remarks for people. We've got a huge t-shirt release with Davis Ryder, Spider-Man. Check that out. The fourth Friday in April and the last Friday in April. 50 mystery boxes, and we're going to have some Invincible 9.8s in there, the Whatnot variants, the Omni-Man. So check that out. Give me a follow, VERYGARY_comics on there and all the social media. You know what to do, guys. Comment, thumbs up, all that. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, keep it comics.